Welcome to yet another exciting edition of The Sage. Our journey of discovery, our journey of savoring the wonders of our young people in this country. I am Dr. Kechi Obuagu, your guide on this show. This is again another edition focusing on sports. A few weeks ago, we brought you a truly amazing young lady who was poised, about to go represent our wonderful country in the Tokyo Olympics in the area of Taekwondo. Today, we are yet again mining the treasures that were indeed a part of that previous episode. Let me say a few things that I had said in that previous show. Sports. There couldn't be a greater investment for progress in any country than investing in sports. It's about our young people. It's about our future and our today. That's what they are. It's about bringing all of us collectively together as a people. It's about training us to be disciplined. It is about training us about ethics and the best way to relate with each other. It is about national unity. It is about showcasing the best there is in our country. It is about building patriotism. For that is indeed the answer to our collectively coming together to make our country the great place it is. You see, I am an incorrigible optimist. And from deep within my soul and spirit, I know that this country is great, that many of us are wonderful, and that we must learn the ability, we must acquire the skill of seeing the good that overflows in this country. It is when we do that that we focus on magnifying them. So welcome. Thank you for being with us once again as we delve into the issue of sports. I have a real treasure with me here. A young man who has proven himself, who has won accolades for us in Nigeria internationally. He's a Taekwondo champion. But not only has he trained and disciplined himself, he has a deep-seated understanding of the need to carry the rest of our young people with them. Stay with me. When we come back in the next segment, you will meet and hear from this remarkable young man. See you. Welcome back to The Sage. Thank you for having stayed with us. It will be well worth it. This is the portion of the show where we unveil our treasure. And this one is a real treasure. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome Chika, or as his parents gave him, Yagazie, correct? Chukwumerije, to the show. As I had said in the previous segment, a champion yourself in Taekwondo, but who has taken on a life vocation of carrying other young people along with you. And not only in terms of their getting to where you got, but surpassing your achievements. As a mother, as a sage, as an elder, I am overwhelmed, I am awed, and I am so proud.
Okay, first, it's my pleasure to be in the presence of the sage. So, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you for this show because it's an inspiration to people who watch this show. It's sometimes important to tell a story because through stories we could light fires of generations.
I love that. I usually stop people when they make what I call shattering statements. Reconnect fires of generations. That is beautiful. Anyway, the Chukwumerijes are known for them. Go on.
So, first of all, sometimes I also have to. I'm an Olympic medalist. I was the first from sub-Saharan Africa to win a medal. That was at Beijing, 2008. Representing Nigeria in 3 Olympic Games, But also, I have a degree in mechanical engineering from Futo, graduated in 2005. And I went on to earn a master's in operations and supply chain management at University of Liverpool. I say this because sometimes you can't connect Taekwondo to what I studied. And we have a lot of young people who don't have direction. Many people don't end up doing what they study.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that in Liverpool, I was the best graded student. I had the highest GP ever in the history of that.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
And you tell these stories just to inspire. It wasn't because I was so intelligent. Because in Futo, I graduated with 2.2. I came out with a 2.2. And I remember for my family, that was like, man, you failed. And I missed 2.1 with just like 0.5. Before you start throwing questions, I first have to appeal to families, the importance of families in society. Because you're saying, how can we change Nigeria? And you see, they always tell us that the family is the unit, which is very true. So I have to first thank my parents, the late Senator Chika Chukwumerije, and my mom, Princess Gloria Weka, for the way they raised us. We're not pampered in any way. We had to fetch water. We had to clean the compound. I actually grew up thinking my dad was poor. Because in school I was hungry a lot. I won't have food stuff. But you see, if he gives you 1,000 naira, he'll tell you to last for maybe 2 months. Don't ask him before.
for a top up.
But when I think back, they gave me the courage to work hard. Because if you failed, you have to come and explain why. When I was in school, he never checked my results, both my parents. He said, when I'm graduating, he will know if I work hard or not, So they gave me the courage to always want to do right. They gave me the courage to, even if I was afraid of something, to pursue it to the end, And in that way, family should build the children, with consistency, we used to have a lot of classes, maybe piano classes or taekwondo classes.
You had taekwondo classes in your home. Okay, that's interesting.
When I think of all the activities, swimming, computer classes, to build the many skills that a child.
Chika, let me interrupt you and tell publicly, also proudly say that my children actually also had taekwondo classes when they were little.
So please go and sign up your children. Those are one of the classes.
You mean my grandchildren?
No, I'm talking to your audience.
Okay.
I'm just talking about the importance of the family units to society. You have to teach the children values through your own actions,
Yeah.
You have to take out time to build the skills because a good education is not the degree. I'm not using my mechanical engineering degree, but there are so many other skills that are important for a child to grow and be integrated into society. And on this note, I'll introduce my work with the foundation.
Chika, let me just interrupt you a little, if you don't mind, before you go on and tell us about your foundation, which is amazing, and we've been waiting to hear about it. But why Taekwondo? You, like you said, you did many things as a family, the swimming, why? How did you find Taekwondo was a passion for you?
I wanted to win an Olympic medal, and I used to play basketball for my university, so I'm very good at basketball. But I felt that even though I love basketball, it required all the team members to play very well. Taekwondo was an individual sport, so
Okay.
if I lost, it was me.
You take responsibility. Yeah.
So when you come to school, then you could either find me in the class, in my home, or in the stadium.
Okay.
And I used to play volleyball, I used to play table tennis. So I was a natural athlete. I loved sport, and I guess that's a conversation for another day. When you say to find, like I wasn't found. I didn't even know I was a natural athlete. I just knew that whatever sport I did very well, So it probably needed, like now the way I saw Elizabeth and just said you're a natural athlete, and I see quite a lot of them. So we could spot talent, So and I didn't even know I'll get to 3 Olympics. When I did one, I remember meeting one of our friends in Germany, the Grinds, and he told me, he was the first one that said, look, you're so talented, I think you can go for at least 3 Olympic Games.
Really?
And he was right. I could even have done a 4th. But after my 3rd Olympics, I just didn't want to go again. I said, okay, that was it. But he posed on to what I said. You see, our parents gave us the courage. My dad would say, I don't care what you do, but whatever you do, you have to finish, and finish well. Whatever you do, you have to strive to be the best. So he didn't really care if you wanted to do carpentry.
Again, when I hear these, resounding words of wisdom, I pause. Whatever you do, you must strive to be the best.
Yeah.
And also, let me reemphasize that by saying that, and that comes easiest when you pick what you like doing.
It's very important not to do what you like doing, but also to do what you're good at doing.
Yeah, okay.
You might like painting, but you're not good at painting. And it's one of the skills I talk about when you talk about financial independence. We have to raise our children because they have to pay the bills in the long run. You might love painting, but you're not good at it. And eventually, you won't find people that will pay for those services.
That is great because you've answered my question. But now tell us about your foundation.
Okay.
Because I deflected you.
The Chika Chukwumerije Sports Foundation, basically, our vision statement is to produce educated champions and to inspire the future. And how did this start? As a national athlete, I used to sometimes help my teammates to fill their forms, immigration forms. I discovered some of them could not quite write.
Really?
Yeah. And it used to make me sober because I felt that the nation, we get our best athletes from the street and they are taken all the way to the podium. And when they get there, after they're done, so after some years, they're back in the streets. So I felt that it was not proper that they were not educated. And I wanted us to have champions who were educated. So when I was in the national teams, I was disturbed because a couple of my teammates couldn't write. So if we were leaving the country, I had to fill their immigration forms and all that. And I felt that this was a case of taking champions on the streets and they represent you at the highest level. And when it's over, they go back to the street. I felt that through the process of their sports education, you could actually get them educated because, of course, you could break a leg, you people get injured and your sports career will be over. Because you are not educated and you don't have the means to make a living.
Chika, hold it there. Please don't lose your thoughts. But let me emphasize the importance of what you just said, because it is huge. As we, in a way, help these young people to reach their full potential and get them to go represent us globally and internationally, we owe them a duty, in my mind, that they are also trained, educated, and empowered. Because sporting is not a lifelong activity. If you don't break a leg or a foot, like you said, you also age. And by the time, trust me, you're my age, you're not going to be competing for any international games. And therefore, we as a country owe them a duty of making sure they're educated and trained, and even helping them retire, so to say. I would go that far. Welcome once again to The Sage. Thank you for staying with us as we come to the concluding part, unfortunately, I would say, of this segment. Because Chika Chukwumerije has been absolutely wonderful. He's sharing his work, his passion. That is amazing. We don't know how he does it. He's been telling us about his foundation. And Chika, please continue. You tell us a bit more about his foundation, where your students, what they do in terms of formal training, and so on and so forth.
Of course, Taekwondo training is a given, so we train them 2-3 times a day. And quite a few of them are in university. Preferably, I make them go to University of Abuja. So there are 5 of them there right now. And Lizzie, the one going to the Olympics, is in Futo. You have a couple of them that are still in government secondary schools. They've not graduated through. So they have 4 objectives. Their first objective is to win at the continental, world, or Olympic level. The second objective is to finish their formal education. So it's compulsory for all my students. So whether you can afford it or not, we're going to help you with that process.
Whether you can afford it or not,
yeah.
Meaning that sometimes you have to pick up the bill.
Yeah, it's only if the parents can pick it up, but most times we pick it up or we'll find a way to make sure that their school fees are paid.
Wow.
And the third is the extracurricular activities. So digital skills, farming, snail farming, all that. And the fourth I just added the fourth just last year, financial independence.
How many students do you have on the whole, or how many trainees?
Right now there are 14. But remember, when I go to the schools, in total, I've had over 600 people pass through my training. So I've not asked for support because I wanted results first. And now you see it trickling in. You've had someone going to the Olympics. You have someone that has won at the continental level a medal. Nationally, at least most of them are top ranked. At least 2 are the top ranked in the country. Some are number 2, some are number 3. So you can actually see that this organization, they say they're going to do this. So they took people who have no knowledge of this sport and who are zero. And now they are national champions.
That is what we call a proof of concept.
And you could call them and say, write me a letter, do me a budget, design this flyer, they will do it. Organize that event, they will do it. Roll that camera, produce a video, they will do it. So for me, these are tangible evidences. So now you could go to someone and say, look, the only reason I'm stuck at 600 people is because I didn't have fun. If you fund my project, why can't I do it in 10 schools? These students that have matured, I could pay them as an empowerment and say, look, let us go with 10 schools. And so instead of reaching 600 people, I want to reach 6,000 young people and teach them the skills. So, okay, we need to get this, we need to get that, we need to get that. So that's my concept. So I've been working based on my capacity, but I've gotten to the point where I think I can expand this capacity, which I'm going to do after the Olympic Games. The skills they've learned
Remains with theirs.
like Joy, there's one of them. She loves photography and got a camera. She has already completed 2 courses in photography. Now she gets jobs for people. People come and say, please come and cover my event. So she has started earning little. Young people these days say, give me. I want young people to say, this is what I can do, pay me for it. So you can say, okay, where is that your girl that does photography? Can she cover my event? Where are those your guys that can train people? Can they come and train students? Oh, you have a girl that is going to the Olympics. She speaks well. Can you invite her to schools to talk to the girl child? Can we visit orphanages? So this is the kind of assistant or jobs I want. If you want to help my foundation, give us services to do. So I'm going to use those services to also train them. And it becomes a cycle, And I guess on that point, I'm making a bit of progress because they're starting to get the point. Sometimes they ask me, well, why do I give them monthly allowance? Because for the ones that don't earn, I give them monthly allowances. Or we'll go and do an event, I give them an allowance. And they say, but you've already paid the school fees. We eat free in the house, we do this, we do that. You don't need to give it to us. I said, no, I know I don't need to give it to you. But I want to tell you that I value as a being, as a human being. I value the service and what you are bringing to the table. So that in the future, I tell them that even your parents, your siblings, you should learn how to put a value to what you do so that people would value it more and it will help you to earn a living. And so that's what we've been up to.
Chika, thank you so much. This has been absolutely amazing. And there's been so much wonderful information that for me, I'm still processing in a way. But let me end by saying to Chika, you see, he's an amazing young man. I want to say that what you are doing needs to be replicated. And there's no way. That is, while you're focused, for instance, in Abuja now, and therefore your major catchment are children in Abuja, let me say that the need is so huge and so urgent that what you're doing needs to be replicated in many other states in this country. And so I would suggest humbly that what we need is partnership from the state governments, from good-spirited private individuals, so that you can replicate. You see, government needs to play an important role, but government can never do everything. Where passion exists, where the will and the skill to do what is necessary exists in our populace like it does in you, then what we all need to do is to support you to scale up so that many more young people can be reached. My personal appeal to many of our viewers out there is to please get in touch with Chika. His contact is in our screen. If you think you want to partner in some way to scale up what he's doing so that many more of our young people can benefit. As Conversations for Change, let me say we're also willing to partner with you. We have gathered experience in establishing young people so that they can turn their ideas, their skills into profitable business. We've showcased many of them on this show. Perhaps those your trainees will benefit from the business management skills that we do and can provide. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for coming to this show. And for our viewers, there's so much to learn from what Chika is doing. Young people stand to benefit, are already benefiting. We thank him and we urge all of you out there, join in this effort, do the best you can for yourself, compete in sports if you find one that's your passion, Reach out and ask for support when you need one. We thank you. See you in the next episode.